Rainbow Six Extraction came out last Thursday. In the time between then and now, I spent 20 hours on it, and I quite enjoy it, quite a bit. It's a game that I can understand where the mediocre and middling reviews are coming from, because the game's tutorial is quite bad, and playing it solo is quite a mediocre experience. It's not designed to be played solo, much like Back 4 Blood wasn't. I had a pretty bad time with that. It's a stealth-focused game where alerting enemies will generally result in your untimely doom. I'm going to hop into a VR training mission, just because there's no stakes to those and you can't lose operators by doing so, because every mission has tension and stakes to it. Like, regular enemies will kill you in a 2 or 3 hit combo for most characters. There are a wide variety of different objectives to do. I'd say about maybe 10 or 12 of them that I've encountered so far. And they require different approaches, different tools, and different operators. Like for the ones that we're doing here, biopsies require you to do close range takedowns on unaware enemies. So smoke grenades, stun grenades, and stealth operators are really good for that. Same with the sneaking, not being detected is really important because you can't complete the objective if enemies have alerted those nests. And for the last part of rescuing an operator, pretty much anyone's good for that as long as they've got a gun. So let's see who we want to bring in. I'm going to bring in Smoke for this one. Or in fact, no, let's bring in Lion. Can show off some of his abilities. We're going to try and get takedowns, so we're going to bring stun grenades, and we'll bring a recon drone. When you're playing with friends, you can do missions as solos, duos, or trios, in which case then cooperation and coordination is quite important, again, based on the objective you're doing. Like, if you have missions where you have to kill elite targets, you're going to want to make sure you've got someone with a shotgun who can put them down. You're going to want to have people with explosives who are able to deal with crowds, stuff like that.
You have one target to take down with your reactor blade. A sample will be collected at the same time.
So we have to try and find a target and take them down at close range. I'm going to deploy my recon drone, which can tag people through walls. Any sign? No sign.
You're getting close to the target.
Now, there are only 12 different maps in the game. 3 for New York, 3 for San Francisco, 3 for Alaska, and 3 in Truth or Consequences it's called.
That's your target.
Well, found how to take down.
Now that's the way to use the reactor blade. Remember to keep it close at hand.
Is that a successful mission? I'm gonna let myself get hit by this guy to show you how much damage they deal. Like, look at that. He's almost killed me in about a couple of hits. Enemies are no joke in this game. Even just the default grunts will take tons of your health away. And while I've just picked up a medkit, you don't get the health back permanently in mission at all. It's a temporary boost that will go down over time. As you can see, it's already ticking down. That health will only ever come back when I successfully complete missions as other operators, which helps you to rotate your roster and be able to get variety of playstyle. So you can't just rely on one person unless you're really good, in which case you can then keep bringing in the same person over and over again because you're not taking hits with them. But trust me when I say, when you're playing the harder levels, you're going to take hits, because you're going to get large quantities of enemies hitting you. But because of the fact of this game being so challenging and so stealth focused, like, we have to plant things in these nests without them being activated. The bad guy who's next to them, if he sees me, will scream and activate those nests, which will then spawn a new enemy every 10 to 15 seconds forever. So if I let him scream and shout and alert them, not only do I fail the objective I'm currently doing because I have to find more nests, but I also have a significant number of bad guys to deal with. And that's why playing on your own can be a bit of a bad time, because it's kind of hard to see behind you. Like, it's pretty easy to get flanked or surrounded by people who you didn't notice were there and accidentally let people go loud.
This is how you can help React collect data on the parasite ecosystem.
Which can be, admittedly, a little frustrating. That's why you want to play with friends. You want to use stuff like the recon drones to mark targets through walls so you can tell where they're going to be, and take your time. But the thing is, if you're not looking for this kind of stealth-focused, cautious gameplay, then you're not gonna have a good time with this game, because that's what this is. It is high stakes, high lethality, and high difficulty. Like, I'm playing a VR mission on the easiest difficulty, and things are trying to kill me in a couple of hits. Now, I'm not going to finish this mission, because, I've covered most of the points I want to in this review, but having a large tech tree of things to use, a large number of people to play as, and the ability to have to extract at any time, like, there have been multiple missions I've been on with friends or with puppies where someone goes down, like trying to do the second objective, and then you have to pick them up, carry them to extraction, load them into the pod, and get out. Like, any mission that you get out of is considered a success by the game. Like, it wants you to do more objectives in one go to get more XP and more rewards, but anything that you walk away from is a win. An extraction successful. And they really do hammer that home with the whole thing of, like, leave no one behind, and rescue your teammates when you go down and stuff like that. It's really, really good fun, and I've greatly enjoyed my time with it. I'm hoping more of my friends will get a chance to try it out. There is supposed to be a 2-hour free trial where you can invite 2 of your friends to play for 2 weeks with you, or 2 hours of their own time for anyone to be able to play. But they didn't launch it alongside the game because they wanted to make sure the server would actually work for people. When you go to different places, then there's different things to do. Like, I've got objectives like getting takedowns of enemies, or complete objective without anyone alerting and stuff like that. They'll be a lot easier to do when my friends can get the trial version of the game and play it that way. For £40, I think it's a pretty reasonable price for it, but being a Ubisoft game, it'll go on sale pretty fast, so wait for the free trial to go up and give it a go and see what you think, because this is very much a game where if you're not into the slow-paced stealth, if you're not into the fact that your guys can go down and you will lose and have people injured regularly. I mean, my roster is already in bits from just having been playing with random people. If you're not into what the game's trying to do, you're going to have a really bad time. And I can see why people would be disappointed with it. The one complaint I don't think is fair is the map variety. People are saying about how there's only 12 missions because, there's 3 different areas inside each of these 4 different areas, which is indeed 12 things. But the fact that you go into them from different insertion points and exfil points, the changes to the enemy layouts, the changes to objectives, the game doesn't want to give you randomly generated maps. It wants you to learn the maps, and it wants you to learn things like, okay, if there's a decontamination protocol in this place, then that means it's going to spawn in these rooms or these rooms. So then you and me can go in through this door, and the third person go in through the other door and do a nice temporal pincer movement on it. And that's exactly what the game's trying to do. Like, honestly, this game reminds me a lot of the original Rainbow Six games. The old school ones, the very first ones, back in the day on PS1 and PC, where you're looking at a map and you're making plans and you're drawing lines for where you want people to go to open doors and code words, and everyone can die in a couple of hits on both sides. It really reminds me of that, more so than Seedge or any of the Ghost Recon games or even the Vegas games. That's what they were aiming for, and I like that. You might not, hence do the 2-hour free trial when it goes up, but give it a fair shot. Give it some time. Try to be stealthy, try to be sneaky, Play with friends if you can, but you know, someone has to buy the game to do that buddy pass stuff, which is kind of dumb. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think I'll keep it. Thanks for watching.